904.32 centimeter cubic, and the radius is 6. The radius is 6. So which means we are going to say volume is pi r squared what? H. And in this question, we are supposed to calculate the height of this cylinder. So we are going to substitute what we are given. The volume here is given as 904.32. 904.32 is equals to pi times the radius, which is 6 squared, times the height, which we don't know. So which means that if we are going to simplify this question, we are going to get our answers. 904.32 is equals to 36 pi h. Then when you have that, you can be able to divide by 36 pi by 36 pi. So if you can be able to cancel these guys here, we shall have our h is equals to, so I'm going to put the calculator, 904.32 divided by 36 pi. So if I divide, I'm going to get 7.9959. So we are going to say approximately 8 centimeters. So 8.0 centimeters is the height of this cylinder that we were talking about here. So you can see in this question, you are told the volume of the cylinder is 100 centimeter cubic and the height is 15 centimeters. So we have just drawn the cylinder here. Then we need to remember that the volume is equals to pi r squared h. That's the volume of formula for the volume of a cylinder. Then we can now say that 1500 is equal to pi r squared h. Then divide both sides by 15 pi so that this 15 will cancel with this and pi here will cancel with this, and then we shall remain with r squared is equal to 1500 over 15 pi. We find the square root both sides. Our volume for this cylinder becomes our radius for this cylinder becomes 31.8. So in the event, so in this question, we are going to look at how you can be able to solve word problems. We are told that a right angle triangular prism has cross section with perpendicular height 9 centimeters and 12 centimeters. So which means that the volume is also given here, and you are asked to work out the length of the prism. We know that the volume is cross section area times the length. So first, we need to find what is the cross-section area. It's a half times the base. The base is 9 times 12, and that is going to be 48 centimeter square. But we have said that volume is given by this formula, so which will mean that we shall say 48 times the length, which we don't know, should give us the volume which is provided, which is 1620. Then now length will be 1620 divided by 48, and if you work it out, you're going to say 1620 divided by 48, which will translate to 33.75 centimeters. That's the length of this particular prism. Because if we were talking about this prism, if you were to draw it, you are told with perpendicular sides, so this will be 9 and this is going to be 12, then you can be able to draw it like that, and this becomes the prism that we were talking about. This question here, we are told that use Pythagoras theorem to find the missing side. In this case, the missing side is CB. So this is the longest side, which means we're going to say x squared is equals to 3 squared plus 4 squared, which is x squared is equals to 9 plus 16, which means our answer here is going to translate to x squared is equals to 25. So if we can be able to find the square root both sides, we end up having x is equals to 5 centimeter as the missing side. Then we are supposed to find the volume of the prism, so which means we are going to find the cross-section area first. we know that volume is equals to cross-section area times length, and the length, you can see here, the length is basically 12 centimeters, that length there. So we can be able to say a half times the base is 4 times the height, which is 3, yeah, then that is going to give us the cross-section area. Then we're going to multiply the length, which is 12. So if we work out this, we are going to have this as 2 times 3, which is 6 times 12, and that is going to translate to 72 centimeter cubic as the volume of this cylinder that we have at this given point. Students were given this question and they were told to simplify this expression that we have here, 2x raised to power 5 over 8x raised to power 2 raised to power negative 2. So in order to remove this negative, you need to find the reciprocal of what's inside the bracket. So we're going to say this is going to be 8x raised to power y squared divided by 2x raised to power 5. Then now, since we have found the reciprocal of what's inside the bracket, we are going now to do away with the negative value that we are having at that point. So next we are going to cancel. This 2 goes once here, goes here 4 times. Also we have 1x will cancel with one of the x, and we shall have 4 at that point. So which means in this we are going to have 4y squared over x raised to power 4 raised to power 2. Once we have done that, we are going now to square everything that we have by power 2. So this is going to be 16. 4 squared will be 16. Y squared raised to power 2 is going to be y raised to power 4 divided by x raised to power 4 squared, that is going to be x raised to power 8. Because if you have the power raised to, you are going to multiply the powers, so that's going to be 2 raised times 4, and that's going to be that. So you can be able to rewrite this equation and this expression here, and it can be written as 16. If you want to remove x raised to power 8 from the denominator, we can be able to say it's x raised to power negative 8 and then y raised to power 4, and this becomes the final answer of this particular simplification. If you have found value from this, follow for more. So if you are asked to work out the surface area of this prism, first you need to understand that surface area is the area of all the faces that we have. We're going to find the area of this side plus the area of this side. These two triangles are equal. So we are going to say this area plus the base that we have here times this other side that is on this other side here, then plus the slanting side. So in order to work out this, we need also to know what is the slanting height at this point. So we are going to say AC is going to be square root of 18 squared plus 25 squared. If you work it out here, you are going to say 18 squared plus 25 squared. Then if we find the square root, we are going to find the square root for that is going to, no. We just work it again. 18 squared plus 25 squared. Then we find the square root, which is 30.8. Square root of 949, which is 30.8. So 30.8 is this side here. 30.8. So in order to find the surface area, we're going to find the area of the triangle times 2 plus the base, which is going to be 25 by 40. So let me just work it out. Area surface area is going to be, area of the base will be, we had gotten the area of this base here to be 225. Yeah, we had gotten it 225. So which means I need to say 225 times 2, because there are two triangles. In this case there are two triangles, this one and this other one here, so I have to say times 2. Next we need to find the area of the base, 25 by 40, the area of the base 25 by 40 plus 25 times 40 plus, we need also to find the area of this vertical height, which is this side here. Yeah, we need to find the area of this vertical height, which is going to be what? Which is going to be 18 by 40. 18 by 40. Then plus, we need to find the area of the slanting part, this slanting part here, which is going to be 40 by 30.8. 40 times 30.8, and then if we work it out now, we are going to have it as what? 22.5 times 2 plus 25 times 40 plus 18 times 40, and then plus 40 times 30.8. To 25 times 2 plus 25 times 40 plus 18 to bracket 18 times 40 plus 40 times 30.8. You work it out, you're going to get 3402. 3402 centimeter square. In order to find the surface area of a cylinder, you need to remember that in this question we were given the radius here is 4 centimeters, and the height of this particular question is 10 centimeters. So in order to find the surface area, remember, if you open this cylinder, it's going to have the curved part, which is this part that we have here. This is the curved part, and then we have the bottom and the top. So for us to find the surface area, it will be the area of the curved part, and the area of the curved part is going to be given by the formula 2 pi r h. This length here is the one that is the circumference of this circle, so that's why we are going to say surface area is going to be equal to 2 pi r h, then plus 2 times pi r squared. Why 2? Because we have two circles here which we need to find the area of, and the area of one circle is pi r squared, so which means we are going to say 2 pi r squared, because there is the bottom and there is the top at the same time. So we are going to say 2 pi times the radius of this cylinder was 4, times the height, which is 10, then plus 2 pi times the radius, which is 4 squared. So if you put this in the calculator straight, we are going to say this is going to be 2 pi times the radius, which is 4, times the height, which is 10, plus 2 pi times 4 squared, you close the bracket, and the answer becomes 112 pi. So the answer here is 112 pi. And if we want to give our answer as a decimal, we can be able to say the answer is equivalent to 351.9 centimeters square. Now this becomes the surface area of the cylinder. In this question here, we are told that the cylindrical water tank has a height of 2.5 and the diameter of 1.6. So if you have the height, we can write it here, which is 2.5 meters, and the diameter is 1.6. So which means that if we are talking of the radius of this, the radius is going to be 0.8. The radius is basically 0.8. That's the radius of this tank. Now calculate the volume. Volume is equals to pi r squared h. Pi times the radius squared times the height will give us the volume of this water tank that we're having here. So which means that is going to be pi times radius is 0.8 squared times the height, which is 2.5. So if we work it out here, we are going to say this is pi times 0.8 squared times the height, which is 2.5. So if you work it out, you are going to get your answer as 5.03 meter cubic. But we are supposed to give the volume in liters, so which means that we can be able to say 1 meter cubic is equals to 1000 liters. What about 5.03 would be question mark. So which means that whatever value that you are having in this case here, it will be 5.03 times 1000, and that is going to be 50, 30, 1, 2, 3 liters. So it will be 50, 30 liters in this case is the volume in liters here. Now, if you are asked to work out the volume of this cylinder, what you need to remember is that you need to find the area of the base, and the area of the base is going to be pi r squared times height in order to get the volume of this particular cylinder. So we are going to say volume of the cylinder is calculated by the formula. Volume is equals to pi r squared h, which is going to be pi times 4 squared times the height, which is 10. And if you work it out, this is pi times 4 squared times the height, which is 10, and this is going to be 502.7 centimeter cubic. Now that becomes the volume of this particular cylinder we were having here. You find the area of the base times the height in order to work out this particular volume. In this question here, students were told to find the volume of the block, and the volume of the block can be obtained from the formula length times width times height, because we are talking about a cuboid that was measuring 12 by 10 by 4. So we shall say 12 by 10 by 4, and if you work it out, you are going to get 12 times 10 times 4. That is going to translate to 480. So we have 480 centimeter cubic, and we are told find the volume of one rod, whereby we are given the radius of this rod is 1 centimeter and the height is 4 centimeters. So which means we are going to use the formula for volume of a cylinder, which is volume is pi r squared times height, and this is going to be what? This is going to be pi times the radius is 1 squared times the height, which is 4. So if we work it out, pi times 1 squared times 4, that is going to translate to 12.57 centimeter cubic. But the volume of the cuboid is 430. Let's look at the next question that was asked there. Now, the rod, how many rods are formed? Because this cuboid that we were having here was melted to form different rods. Yeah, so which means in order for us to work out the number of rods that were formed from the melted metallic cuboid or metallic block, we are going to take the volume of the block divided by the volume of one rod so that we can be able to get the number. So that's going to be 480 divided by 12.57. Yeah, so we are going to say this is going to be number of rods is going to be 480 divided by 12.57, and if we do that, that is 480 divided by 12.57, we are going to get 38 rods. 38 rods. Yeah, so that is it. So we shall leave it at that particular point. We are told a right-angled triangular prism has a base of 25, height of 18, and a length of 40. We are supposed to calculate the area of the cross-section. The cross-section area is going to be a half base times height. And you can see here, this is a triangle here. So we are going to use this particular formula I've written here. The base is actually 25 and the height is 18. So which means that this is going to be here once. This is 9 times 25 times 9 will give us what? 25 times 9 will give us 225, and we shall say 225 centimeter square. Now, in order to work out the volume, we are going to say volume is equals to cross-section area times the length. The cross-section area is this part times this length that we are having here. So this is going to be equals to 225 times 40. And if you work it out using your calculator, we are going to get 9,000 centimeter cubic as the volume of this triangular prism.